has been rallying the troops ahead of PSG's crucial Champions League encounter against Bayern Munich. The Parisians faced the Bavarians on Wednesday night looking to overturn a 1-0 deficit. But the Argentine has full confidence in his comrades' abilities. And despite Bayern winning at the Parc des Princes, it's all to play for at the Allianz Arena. If the Champions League has taught us anything, it's that a two-legged tie is never ever over. PSG are coming into this one off the back of 3 consecutive wins against Lille, Marseille and Nantes, and it seems harmony has been restored in the squad. Now we'll look to play well in order to try and turn the situation around against Bayern and qualify for the next round. That's everyone's objective. PSG endured a dismal February, but Kylian Mbappe's return has sparked an upturn in form. The Polga scored a last-minute winner against Lille before Kylian Mbappe masterminded a 3-0 thumping of rivals Marseille. The side then secured a comprehensive 4-2 home victory against Nantes on the weekend. Victories that have instilled a steely confidence within the camp. It's important to go into games this way. Before that, we weren't experiencing our best run of form, but I think we've had 2 important victories to restore confidence ahead of the trip to Munich. It will be a tight game and very difficult, just like the first one. The margins are small, and it'll be won on the fine details. It's always difficult to win on their ground. But ahead of this tie, PSG have suffered a considerable setback. Brazilian star Neymar has been ruled out for the rest of the season, so it looks like all hopes are going to be on the prolific duo of Messi and Mbappe. The pair have scored 8 of PSG's last 11 goals, and fans will be hoping that they can continue that fine form going forward. I think we're well prepared, and we're capable of turning the situation around. I feel good. I think the team in general has changed over the course of the last couple of games. Victories help us work calmly in a healthier, happier dynamic. We really want to continue our Champions League adventure. So, who do you think will qualify for the quarter-finals in that one? But let's get back to Neymar now. The playmaker picked up a nasty-looking ankle injury back on the 19th of February against Lille. The stricken star was subsequently stretchered off in tears, and now his worst fears have been realised. The Brazilian has been forced to undergo an operation in Doha, and the club have confirmed he'll be sidelined for 3 to 4 months, meaning his season is over. Neymar Jr. has sustained a number of instances of instability in his right ankle in recent years. Paris Saint-Germain medical staff recommended a ligament repair operation to avoid a major risk of recurrence. He's the second casualty of the season for PSG after Presnel Kimpembe was ruled out for the rest of the campaign as well due to an Achilles issue. Manager Christophe Galtier already insinuated that Neymar would be absent for the all-important tie against Bayern Munich, but the full diagnosis has come as a shock to many. Neymar has suffered a plethora of curtailing injuries during his career. According to the site Transfer Market, this is his 19th injury so far. He's often been criticised for his professionalism and lifestyle choices, and this setback is likely to spark further judgment. He's missed a staggering 88 games through injury, and 5 out of those 19 niggles have sidelined him for more than a month. Many, including French pundit and 1998 World Cup winner Christophe Dugarry, believe that his absence will actually be a blessing for the French side. I'm happy for PSG that Neymar's out injured. I think it's a huge slice of luck for Christophe Galtier. At a certain point, he'd need the bravery to drop Neymar. This was the only solution. Interesting. He then continued, the team is much more balanced when there are 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, and Mbappe and Messi up front, with a PSG that sits further back and plays on the counter. This team isn't capable of controlling a game, because when they lose the ball, the 3 up front don't defend, and that invites danger. They concede too many chances. His tirade didn't stop there either. I don't want to see him anymore. I can't take it. I find his dribbling and his attitude unbearable. I don't want to see him on the pitch anymore. He's draining. But he then recognised that this PSG side will struggle to replace him given their lack of strength in depth. Their problem is that there aren't many behind Neymar. Ekitike has shown he hasn't got the required level yet. The other offensive players are average. PSG are always chasing because their squad is unbalanced, and that's not good. So, do you agree with Dugarry's estimations? Are PSG better off without Neymar? Toni Kroos has been sharing his thoughts on Real Madrid's shirt, and it isn't pleasant. The midfielder gave a scathing assessment of the shirt's design during an episode of the podcast Einfach mal lupen, which he produces with his brother Felix. We've got yet another shirt with a collar. It's not a football shirt. To all the designers out there, they suck. He then continued, "Shirts with collars aren't attractive. They're ugly and uncomfortable. If we added a few more buttons, we'd be playing in a shirt." His comments will be ringing in the ears of those over at Adidas, the club's kit manufacturer. Thankfully, the former Bayern Munich man then moved on to a more positive note, discussing the shirts that he did enjoy playing in, and it seems that there is one clear favourite. The one Real Madrid wore back in the 2019-2020 season. The best I've ever played in. Not winning a title in that shirt would have been disrespectful. That season, Toni Kroos and co were dumped out of the Champions League in the round of 16, but they did bounce back to win a La Liga title ahead of rivals Barcelona and Atletico. Elsewhere in Europe, Pep Guardiola has revealed who he thinks should succeed him in the Manchester City dugout. Fear not, City fans, the Spanish tactician hasn't expressed a desire to leave, he just wants the future of the club secured. And he feels that Vincent Kompany has all the tools to take the club to new heights, especially considering he is already a legend at that club. The former defender turned manager took over English Championship side Burnley last summer, and he's going to be reunited with Man City at the Etihad as they'll face Burnley in the FA Cup on the 18th of March. Burnley were relegated from the Premier League last season, and following a huge overhaul, Vincent Kompany has now managed to take them to the top of the Championship table. It looks almost certain that he's masterminded an instant return to the top flight, given that Burnley are currently 13 points ahead of second place side Sheffield United. And understandably, Guardiola has been left very impressed, and now he feels that it's only a matter of time until he takes over the reins at the Etihad. He knows the club and the environment. He knows what our people need. Sooner or later, he will be the manager of Man City. The destiny is there. When? I don't know, but I am pretty sure it will happen. It is my feeling. Maybe I am wrong, but he has all the attributes. The Belgian stalwart spent 11 seasons at Man City, where he made 360 appearances for the club and spearheaded their ascension to the top of Europe's game. And upon his arrival at Burnley, he lauded praise on his former manager. Clearly, he's someone who made me want to become a manager. His players have tasks to execute, and if they don't do them, they're out. He's demanding, but what he asks of you makes sense. I have my own personality, my own style as a manager, of course, but I lean closely on my experiences as a player. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Manchester United have been the subject of a bid from Qatar. According to RMC Sport, Qatar have submitted an official bid to buy the club through the guise of the 9-2 Foundation. Said foundation are supposedly willing to spend a little more than $5 billion to secure the deal. After PSG before them, Manchester United could become next in line to be a football club with Qatari backers. According to sources close to the sale, if the Glazers are willing to accept an offer, a deal could be concluded within 2 to 4 months. That said, the Glazers are still mulling over any potential sale, and nothing concrete has yet been decided on. Over in Doha, the prospective buyers have expressed their intention to cement United's status as the biggest club in the world without wholesale changes. According to reports, as it stands, it's not a question of removing Erik ten Hag, whose work is appreciated. On the other hand, the idea of signing a high-profile player is gaining momentum, and any deal could have big ramifications for PSG, who would have a new competitor at the top of the food chain.